What's going on, guys? Cody Marchand from HydeAndZeke.com, and we are only 3 to 4 days, depending on when I upload this, away from our first NFL action. That is Thursday Night Football, featuring the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. That's specifically why we're here right now, guys. If you haven't heard of me, Cody Marchand, I have a website specifically for DFS players. Most of the time I'll go into Draftkings lineups specifically, but this year I'm going to be more adventurous. I'm going to be playing some more FanDuel, some Yahoo, depending on what you guys ask for in the comments, depending on how much engagement these videos get. I'm really trying to build a community, so I don't want to just be Draftkings. It's what I prefer, but if there's people that say, hey, look, I'm playing FanDuel this week, Cody, can you do a lineup? Absolutely. For this specifically, I don't play a lot of Showdown. I like to stick to the main slates on Sundays, but I do love putting out content for these. So it's not one of these where, say I have, a bankroll for $1,000 for the weekend. I'm not going to be playing like $300 in Showdown. I'll be playing like $40 in Showdown, $50 in Showdown, maybe. It all depends, because whenever I make a lineup, I have an understanding with my community that I will be playing that lineup. It kind of hurts me sometimes because other people can be using that for their revenge, but I don't care. I just want it to be something, say I ever bank a tournament, I want you guys to be like, hey, Cody, saw your lineup, that's the winner, good job. Or something like that. I just don't want to, I want to have full transparency with you guys. When I go through a lineup on this, I'm either going to tell you, hey, look, this is the lineup I could use, or you know what, I might, if something changes during the week, like say I make my lineup on Monday or the video, and Davante Adams gets hurt on Wednesday, obviously he's not going to be in my lineup, so I'll add notes. I'll probably comment in the YouTube section, so always look towards that or the description. But if you're new to this channel in 2019, welcome. You're going to have a lot of fun. If you're old, I appreciate you guys for sticking with me over the off season, but we're finally here, and I cannot wait to start doing these videos every week. I'm doing at least the Thursday night showdown, the Sunday main slate, Monday Night Football, and I'm going to do positional breakdowns at a separate video for each one. I'm going to do best quarterback values for the main slate, best wide receiver, tight end, running back, whatever it is. So let's get right into action, guys. I don't want to talk too much, but it's the first video, so I have to have an introduction. Love you guys. Let's get right into it. So we're diving in on Draftkings. We're going to play the Thursday night $2.5 million kickoff Thursday Millionaire Maker, million to first. Obviously, it's not the most, profitable tournament. It's really tough to win, but hey, we're going to make our lineup on here. We're going to draft our team. So I haven't done too much in-depth research when it comes to this slate. Specifically, I've been focusing almost like completely on the other positions for the main slate. Basically how I do it, like I kind of do, I kind of go, this is a Thursday night game showdown slate, but pretty much for every single position where we're doing this on the site, sneak peek for HydeAndZeke.com, I'll get you guys this tool every single week. Basically breaks down each player at each position, who they're playing, their price, the team total, how much Vegas thinks they're going to score, and how much in consideration they are for me, like how weighted I'm going to be to each player. I color code everything. Obviously, the purples at the top mean they are my highest owned players for that week. But that's not really where we want to be focused on right now, because we're focused on the Thursday night showdown slate. So let's get right into it. Obviously, the best player in the game is the highest priced player for a good reason. If you guys looked at Davante Adams' stats last season and you took his worst game in full point PPR of 16.2 points, I believe. Actually, let's see if it's on here. Is it 16.2 from last season? 16.1. And you extend that to the entire season, he would have still been a wide receiver 1. So if you want consistency, Davante Adams is your guy. He's a beast. He has multiple touchdown upside every single time he gets on the field. He has 10-plus catch upside every single time as well. He is the best player on the slate. It's a tough matchup. It's tough to play him in your captain spot, but that is a great option. Basically, how I like to play showdown slates, it's nice to get both quarterbacks. It's not ideal in tournaments. It's more ideal in cash, because in tournaments you got to be different. pretend this lineup is kind of like a mix of, tournaments where you have to be contrarian and you can't be the same as the people at the top, but it's also cash worthy where we're going to take the best plays. Like maybe in a tournament we would go with, let's find somebody random. Let's take like Kumaro. Where's Kumaro? Like maybe we'd take Kumaro for the captain in our tournament lineup, but I just can't do that in cash, obviously. So I'm going to do a mix of both for this lineup. Basically, I just want to go over all the players, all the prices, what we like, what we don't like. Let's start with flex. That's how I normally start, what the normal prices are for people. Who do I really like? And let's start throwing them in there. So we have both quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers is a much better player in a much tougher matchup. If I'm going quarterback, I'm going to go Trubisky in this game. Unless, depending on my stack, I'm most likely going Trubisky. Just on price differential. It's week 1. People playing Draftkings are... If you take people playing DraftKings in week 1 versus week 13, just the average skill that you're going to be facing in week 1 is a little bit easier than, say, week 13. So I would just see there's more casual players week 1. There's probably going to be more Aaron Rodgers over Mitch Trubisky week 1. It's just, to be profitable, you really want to be contrarian week 1 to somebody like, I can't even think of a good one. Like, say, Trey Burton, because he's hurt. He had a bad season last year. It's considered mild as related to sports hernia. I don't even know if he's playing yet. His status is still up in the air for the season opener. So that's very contrarian. I don't think we're going to do that. I don't like to play defenses normally on these slates. What else do we have? You know what I like this? Guys, don't roast me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I love this new feature. If it is new, if it was there last year, please don't roast me. But I love that you can go into the depth chart for each game, right, and just kind of see who is where and how much money, depending on what position you want to spend up on. It'll tell you their prices for flex and for captain at each position. We have, obviously, Davante Adams for 12 as a flex. It'll tell us, Kumaro is listed as 4 on the depth chart. So this is probably a great dart throw. Depending on if you need the cash. I don't want to be playing any of these guys. I'm not going to be having Taylor Gabriel in my lineup. So it depends on what you want to do. I think that we can... It's just tough. Like, I want to go with at least one of the Green Bay receivers, but I really want to be running back heavy in this tournament. It's just week 1. I think there's better values at the running back position specifically. David Montgomery, 8,200. Tariq Cohen, 84. Mike Davis, 42. I really like Mike Davis, guys. I think that they love the rookie, David Montgomery here. But they brought in Mike Davis for a reason. Week 1 specifically, they might only put him out in certain situations. I think Mike Davis is a good chance to be, kind of contrarian and good value at that 4,200 mark. So I'm going to throw him in right away. What else can we do? Tariq Cohen, it depends on what you think is going to happen in the game. I don't love him at 8,400, but he's a slate breaker, right? Like, he can bust an 80-yard catch and house it. So that's up to you, really. David Montgomery obviously is a stud, but I'd probably be going... Aaron Jones has a tougher matchup, so no, you're right. I'd probably be going David Montgomery, but I'm not going to put Montgomery and Davis in the same lineup. Let's see if we can get Davante Adams in there. It'll be tough. It'll kind of suck if we can't get Davante Adams in, but it is what it is. I don't want to put Coomer up there. Nope. I did not mean to do that. You can kind of build your lineups right in here, depending, which I really do like. Oh, that's cool. My bad. I didn't know I had to select it from the flex spot instead of that was just a mess up. What else do we got for this week 1 game? Ooh, tight ends. So I love Jimmy Graham this year, guys. So I'm going to see what it looks like here. Let's see if I put Trubisky at flex and not in the captain spot. What do we have that opens up for captains? What could be contrarian? But, say we put Jimmy Graham at our captain. Where's Jimmy Graham? Right here at 6,900. And then at flex, we can have anybody, right? We have both quarterbacks. This would be a pretty cool cash game lineup. You get both quarterbacks and Davante Adams and Jimmy Graham. The Kumaro thing is kind of unnecessary, but he's probably the best player, 2,300 or lower. Jay Sternberger, Cordell Patterson, Dexter Williams, Jake Kumro. Yeah, he's depending. Adam Shaheen could be really nice play if we don't get any positive news on Trey Burton. But, you know, let's see. We have the opportunity to go with an all-Packer stack. So instead of, you know, we could go either Aaron Jones, which I probably wouldn't go. I'd probably go with the receiver MVS, right? And then... Or instead of MVS, I go Jimmy Graham down here, and I go MVS for the upside in that captain spot. That's pretty cool. I kind of like that. It's just you have... No, I couldn't have Kumro here, though. 6K. Can I get Tariq Cohen in? No. You get the kickers in. I'm not a huge fan of that. What if I switched out where I get all the offense besides Aaron Rodgers, right? I get Trubisky. Do I have enough for... Ooh, Anthony Miller. That would be sweet. I have Anthony Miller and Trubisky on the other side. And then I have pretty much... Oh, and Mike Davis. And I have pretty much every solid weapon but besides Geronimo on the Packers. Guys, this is a thing about these showdown lineups. There's so many different ways you can go. Like I always say, you want to break it down. Before you attack a lineup, you want to think about what you think the outcome is going to be in the game. Do you think that it's going to be a high-scoring game? Do you think it's going to be a low-scoring game? Do you think the Packers are going to be ahead early and then kind of, you know, take the foot off the pedal? Do you think they're going to have to come from behind right out the gate, so they're going to be passing and running more plays than they would by the end of the game? It's really important to map out the game plan before you go into a build. I don't want to dive too deep into different type of combinations. I kind of just want to dive into options. It's cool that I can enter this lineup with the Crowns because I don't even use this account that much, but I'm getting off topic. I want to just say, if you're here right now, please do me a favor and subscribe. The thing is, I'm going to be building these videos for you every single week if we have the engagement. And I think we can. I think we had a really good time last year. I got to know a ton of you. We stayed in touch over the off season, which is really cool. And I only started doing this at the end of the season. Well, middle of the season last year, but just kind of as a hobby. And I really want to start doing this full time. I want to get more into it, and I want you to do me a favor, like the video, comment below what you want to see. Do you want to see switch it from DraftKings to FanDuel sometimes? Do you want to see, you know, an article for each one of these where I actually give you a full-on team where I give you the picks? Do you want me to give you suggestions, or do you want me to give you kind of like my guide on how I build the lineup? So if you made it this far, please like the video. Please just turn on those post notifications, because the thing is, I will be putting out so much content this year, guys. I'm going to be doing a cool challenge that I'll talk about in the next video. And I love you. I'm Cody. Take care.